Informational Writing, Episode 1. What is it? Informational texts tell facts. Facts are always true. Authors write informational books to teach other people facts about a topic. These books are fiction. They are made-up stories. They are not informational. These books are non-fiction. They are informational because they teach facts about a topic. Informational texts often have special text features like a table of contents, headings, and a glossary. Check out Episode 2 to learn how you can choose a topic for your own informational book. Informational Writing, Episode 2, Choosing a Topic. Informational texts tell facts. They are always true. Authors write informational books to teach other people about a topic. The topic is what the book is all about. The topic of this book is tigers. First, I'm going to brainstorm some topics that I know a lot about. I know a lot about bikes, and computers, and money, and dogs. These are some possible topics that I can choose from. Next, I need to think about my audience. Your audience is who will read your writing. If I'm writing for my little brother, I might teach him about dogs. But I wouldn't teach my mom about dogs because she already knows a lot about them. So let me think about these questions. What do I know a lot about? What can I teach my audience? And what am I really interested in? I think I'm going to write about computers. I know a lot about them. And I'm writing for my classmates, and I bet I could teach them a lot of stuff. And I love the computer, so I know I won't get bored with this topic. Check out Episode 3 to see how I make a plan for my writing. Informational Writing, Episode 3, Making a Plan. Authors always make a plan before they write. This helps them organize their ideas. Informational writing has different parts. It should have an introduction to introduce the topic, facts that are divided into subtopics, and a closing to wrap up the writing. I've decided my topic will be computers. Now I am ready to make a plan. To create subtopics, I need to divide my topic into smaller parts. So, if my topic is computers, what smaller topics will I teach the reader? I think I'm going to teach them different kinds of computers, and the different parts of a computer, and what computers can do. So, here's my plan. First, I will write an introduction. Then I will write about my subtopics, and each will have its own section. And last, I will write my closing. Now, I'm ready to write. Check out Episode 4 to see how I write my introduction. Informational Writing, Episode 4, Writing an Introduction. I'm writing an informational book about computers. I have already made a plan for my writing, and now I'm ready to start writing my introduction. An introduction is the very first part of your writing. Authors write introductions to hook the reader. I want people to be interested in my book. Authors also use introductions to tell the readers what they will learn by reading the book. That way, they can decide if it's the right book for them. My introduction will start with a hook. One way to hook a reader is to tell a surprising fact about your topic. Another way to hook the reader is to start by asking a question. I'm going to write my hook by using both. My book is all about computers. I'm going to hook the reader by asking, did you know that there are about 2 billion computers in the world? This surprising fact will make people interested to read my book. Next, I will introduce my topic. I need to think about why people should read my book and what they will be learning by reading it. I will write, you will probably use computers your whole life, so it is important to learn all about them. Read this book to learn about kinds of computers, parts of computers, and what computers can do. Now, my introduction is finished, and I'm ready to start writing facts about my topic. Check out Episode 5 to see how I continue writing my draft. Informational Writing, Episode 5, Writing a Draft. I'm writing an informational book about computers. This is my plan. I have already written an introduction, so now I'm ready to continue my draft. A draft is the first version of your writing. You can always go back later and make it even better. Informational writing should have facts. Facts are always true. Authors use headings to organize facts into sections. The heading tells what the section is all about. My first section is called Kinds of Computers. Now I will write some facts that tell about different kinds of computers. There are different types of computers. Some computers are laptops, other computers are desktops. Tablets are computers without keyboards. Now I will draw a picture to go with this section. Our pictures can help teach the reader information too. I told about laptops, desktops, and tablets, so that's what I'm going to draw. I will label my pictures to show the reader which is which. My next section is called Parts of Computers. Computers have a screen that you watch. Some computers have a mouse that you use to click on things. Some computers have a keyboard so you can type words. Now, I will draw a picture to go with this section. I will draw a computer and then I will label each part. I can also write a caption in the bottom to explain what the picture shows. Now, I will write about what computers do. You can use a computer to watch videos. You can also use a computer to play games. You can even use a computer to research. My picture will show these 3 activities. Wow, I've written my introduction and sections for each subtopic. To finish my draft, I need to write a closing. Check out Episode 6 to see how I write a closing to wrap up my informational book. Informational Writing, Episode 6, Writing a Closing. I'm writing an informational book about computers. I wrote an introduction to introduce my topic. Then I wrote a section for each of my subtopics. Now I'm going to write a closing. We write closings to wrap up our book. We want the reader to know the book is over. One thing we can do in the closing is summarize. We remind the reader of what we taught them. Sometimes we also give the reader a next step. we can tell them how to find out even more information about our topic. Now I will write my closing. I'm going to summarize and then give a next step. There are many types of computers and you can use them to do a lot of cool things. To learn more, check out these other books about computers. Now I'm finished with the 3 main parts of my draft. In episode 7, I'm going to make a table of contents to help the reader find information in my book. Check it out!
my active grade 6 learners. Are you ready for another day of fun and learning? You and I with Teacher Shaddai. Come and join me and we will explore your favorite classroom on TV together. This is English Hour right here on Dapat TV. Kids, have you ever wished you could fly and go to other places? How about reaching the stars up in the sky? Or imagining you're a fairy? or dreaming of becoming a superhero with special powers? Are these things real? Could they happen in reality? Or are they just fantasies? Well, in today's episode, you are going to learn how to identify real or make-believe images. Are you all ready to learn? Great! Get your pen and paper ready, your ears and eyes steady. All set? Yes, we are! Kids, I would first like to share an interesting story about a girl who lives in a small barangay in a faraway town. Why interesting? Let's find out. But before anything else, I want you to listen attentively as I read the story, and I want you to take note of the underlined phrases. Are you now ready to listen? Great! Bea lives in the small barangay of Santa Rita in the town of Oton. Every day, she wakes up early to go to the farm and feed their families carabao. That day, after her morning routine, she decided to drop by her favorite spot by the pond. She sat down for a couple of minutes and talked to her reflection in the water. Her nanay had once told her about the diwata appearing in the water of the pond. Anybody who talks to her reflection by the water will see the diwata and can make a wish. So, Bea tried her luck. When Bea was about to open her mouth, a beautiful face appeared. Surely not her own reflection. Because she wanted to prove that it was real, she rubbed her eyes again and again. To her dismay, when she looked at the water again, the face suddenly disappeared. Bea was disappointed because she missed her chance to talk to the diwata. She went home as fast as she could and told her nanay about what happened. Kids, what can you say about the story? Why do you think it's an interesting story? Who is the girl that lives in the small barangay of Santa Rita in the town of Oton? Correct! Bea lives in the small barangay of Santa Rita in the town of Oton. What did her mother tell Bea about the water in the pond? Correct! Her mother told Bea that there is a diwata who appears in the pond, and anybody who talks to her reflection by the water will see a diwata and can make a wish. How did Bea try her luck in wanting to see the diwata? Great! When Bea was about to open her mouth, a beautiful face appeared. Surely not her own reflection. Because she wanted to prove that it was real, she rubbed her eyes again and again. Did Bea see the diwata? What happened at the end of the story? Excellent! Bea wasn't able to see the diwata because when she looked at the water again, the face suddenly disappeared. She was disappointed because she missed her chance to talk to the diwata. She went home as fast as she could and told her nanay about what happened. A while ago, I asked you to take note of the underlined phrases found in the story. Let us read the following underlined phrases. Number 1, she wakes up early to go to the farm and feed their families carabao. Number 2, the pond. Number 3, talk to her reflection in the water. Number 4, she rubbed her eyes again and again. These phrases are scenarios that exist in real life. People wake up early. Those living at the farm usually feed their animals, like their carabaos. We can see ponds anywhere. We can also talk to our reflection in the water. And lastly, we can rub our eyes again and again. These happenings can be witnessed by our eyes. However, the following underlined phrases like diwata appearing in the water of the pond, see the diwata and can make a wish, the face suddenly disappeared, are events that can never happen in real life. Have you ever seen a diwata? How do you think she would look like? Can a face just suddenly disappear? Answering these questions is difficult because the existence of a diwata and her granting people's wishes will never be real or true. It is a fantasy, a make-believe idea, and a non-fact that cannot happen in the real world. Reading books, listening to stories, and watching movies can bring us to a world of reality and fantasy. We encounter characters and events that may be true or just make-believe. Real images or statements are true. They are facts that can be proven. They can be experienced or witnessed by a person. When identifying statements that express reality, one should look into things, ideas, and events based on real-life experiences, using the 5 senses: seeing, smelling, tasting, hearing, and feeling. Examples: babies cry when they are hungry. There are 7 days in a week. My grandmother is still alive at the age of 65. Make-believe images or statements do not exist in the real world. They are not based on reality. They are just in our imagination. They are non-facts and difficult to prove. Make-believe images are created in our minds. They are exaggerated most of the time, and that is why they are unlikely to happen. Examples. Number 1. The tree talked to the boy. Number 2. The fisherman caught a mountain of fish last night, but he was still penniless. Number 3. It was raining cats and dogs. The water flooded the city and it almost reached the clouds. Kids, do you understand our topic? Awesome! Kids, I believe that you are now ready for some fun-filled activities. I want you to get your pen and paper. Directions. Using your knowledge and experience, identify the following sentences if they are real or make-believe sentences. Just write a check mark for real and X mark for make-believe. Are you ready? Let's begin! Number 1. A man driving a motorcycle. Answer: check. Number 2. A blue-winged fairy with a magic wand. Answer: X. Number 3. Santa Claus riding on a sleigh with his reindeer. Answer: X. Number 4. A mother kissing her newborn baby. Answer: check. Number 5. A flying magic carpet in the sky. Answer: X. Great job, kids! How was your score? Did you get the correct answers? Brilliant! Just write your score at the top of your paper. Let us now check what you have learned today. Real images or statements are those that exist or are present in the real world and not just merely products of one's imagination. Make-believe images or statements are created by the mind and they do not exist in reality. They are developed to entertain people's eyes and minds. Identifying real images or statements suggests that there is a basis for its existence. They are seen, felt, smelled, heard, and even tasted. Identifying make-believe images or statements means believing or knowing that these images are not real and not true because they are not seen, felt, smelled, heard, nor tasted. Now, kids, are you ready to apply what you have learned about real and make-believe images or statements? Let us do this fun activity. The title is What I Can Do. So I want you to prepare again your pen and paper. Are you ready? Let's begin! Directions. Read the items carefully and choose the sentence that will fit in with the statement type indicated inside the parentheses. Number 1. To make my bones strong. A. I will drink milk once a year. B. I will drink milk every day. C. I will drink milk every minute, every day. Number 2. To get a perfect score on the test. A. I will use my superpowers to read my teacher's mind. B. I will study seriously before bedtime. C. I will just sleep early. Number 3. To buy my dream bicycle. A. I will save money in my piggy bank. B. I will ask Santa Claus to give it as a Christmas present. C. I will get along with my mom and dad. Number 4. I want to go to Hong Kong Disneyland. A. I will ride on an airplane. B. I will ride on a magic carpet. C. I will soar like an eagle in the air. Number 5. In order to grow more plants in my garden. A. I will talk, kiss, and hug them every day. B. I will look after and water them every day. C. I will let the animals play in the garden. Kids, are you done? Let us now check your answers. Number 1. To make my bones strong. A. I will drink milk once a year. B. I will drink milk every day. C. I will drink milk every minute, every day. Answer. B. I will drink milk every day. Number 2. To get a perfect score on the test. Letter A. I will use my superpowers to read my teacher's mind. B. I will study seriously before bedtime. C. I will just sleep early. Answer. A. I will use my superpowers to read my teacher's mind. Number 3. To buy my dream bicycle. A. I will save money in my piggy bank. B. I will ask Santa Claus to give it as a Christmas present. C. I will get along with my mom and dad. Answer. B. I will ask Santa Claus to give it as a Christmas present. Number 4. I want to go to Hong Kong Disneyland. A. I will ride on an airplane. B. I will ride on a magic carpet. C. I will soar like an eagle in the air. Answer. A. I will ride on an airplane. Number 5. In order to grow more plants in my garden. A. I will talk, kiss, and hug them every day. B. I will look after and water them every day. C. I will let the animals play in the garden. Answer. B. I will look after and water them every day. Great job, kids! You are doing great! Let us now have our last activity, where you will still be needing your pen and paper. The title of this activity is So You Think You Can Tell? Directions. Read the sentences. Do you think they can happen or exist in real life? Write the word real if they can exist, and make believe if they cannot exist. Are you ready? This activity will only take 5 minutes. Let's begin! Number 1. The Carrion family lives in a remote barangay in the town of Igbaras. Number 2. Capres live in the mountains of Igbaras. Number 3. Capres appear at night to frighten the village people. Number 4. The men in the sitio built houses which were made of nipa hut. Number 5. Many villagers were eaten by the kapre. Number 6. Nell and Kael were childhood friends. Number 7. Kael's mom is a well-known self-proclaimed witch in their place. Number 8. Nell and Kael love to play at Kael's house every afternoon. Number 9. Kael's mom heals sick people with her magic potion. Number 10. She can turn herself to a bird at night and go from one house to the other. Are you done? Let us now check your answers. Number 1. The Carrion family lives in a remote barangay in the town of Igbaras. Answer: real. Number 2. Capres live in the mountains of Igbaras. Answer: make-believe. Number 3. Capres appear at night to frighten the village people. Answer: make-believe. Number 4. The men in the sitio built houses which were made of nipa hut. Answer: real. Number 5. Many villagers were eaten by the kapre. Answer: make-believe. Number 6. Nell and Kael were childhood friends. Answer: real. Number 7. Kael's mom is a well-known self-proclaimed witch in their place. Answer: make-believe. Number 8. Nell and Kael love to play at Kael's house every afternoon. Answer: real. Number 9. Kael's mom heals sick people with her magic potion. Answer: make-believe. Number 10. She can turn herself to a bird at night and go from one house to the other. Answer: make-believe. Did you learn something new today? Did you enjoy our class? Well, my beloved learners, that is all for now. I hope you have learned a lot on how to identify real and make-believe images or statements. This has been another day of thinking, doing, and learning right here in your favorite classroom on TV, the English Hour. This has been your teacher, Shaddai, saying, learn English today, and your dreams are just a word away. Keep it right here on dapat TV. See you next time, kids!
this we're revealing how to write headlines for Google Ads and how these headlines could actually make you $100 to $700 a day with no experience. More of that after the intro. Hey guys, how's it going? Mike Vasile here. Welcome to this video. Before we actually begin, I'll remind you that several spots have opened up for this week's free workshop, where it's the fastest and easiest way to make money online. We literally have a 62-year-old woman go from 0 to 160 grand profit in 90 days, so sign up for it now. So Google Ads right now is on fire with the people in our community. I mean, if you literally look at some of the people that run Google Ads, they literally went, like for example, Dina, someone in our community that went from 0 to 30 grand a month in 5 to 8 weeks as a 47-year-old mother. You literally have, like for example, Ilio, an immigrant, made 100 grand in 2 months, and you literally have Greg at age 58 go from 0 to 30 grand a month in 5 to 8 weeks with this new method, literally using Google Ads, right? And when I talk to them and we mastermind, because that's what we do in our community, you can see a lot of people make a lot of money from Google Ads we record on our podcast. One of the concepts that we talk about is like the concept of headlines and how important headlines are. Because you don't actually realize this, but like headlines are so important because it doesn't matter how good your ad is. It doesn't matter how good, for example, like your long form direct response marketing is, right? It doesn't actually matter unless people realize that this ad is exactly for them. And what actually helps is understanding, well, how do you actually go ahead and, for example, write good Google ad headlines? And headlines are everything. I mean, and not just in Google Ads in general, but in all platforms. Like you even see in Facebook ads, we're testing a bunch of different like headlines right here. And some of these headlines will make us a lot of money, and some of these headlines won't make us a lot of money. And understanding and testing where it actually comes from will actually be the reason on what will make or break your finances, your business, and your success, or leave you in a place where you just are depressed and you're wondering why a lot of people are making money with their headlines, and you're like, well, that can never be me. So let's actually break it down. The first thing that you understand is great headlines aren't actually created, they're built. So what do I mean by that? So I wish we would live in the world where I would just have an idea and I would put it out as a headline and I would just put it out in the advertising platform and millions of dollars would come into my bank account, right? I wish that was the case, but it is not. Like when I literally went from 0 to 1.6 million that first year running ads and like making really good headlines and whatnot, I had to get really good at how to create and craft a perfect headline. And you're probably wondering, well, how do I create and craft a perfect headline? One of the things that you could do is just find out what's already working. And not just necessarily what's working, but what has worked on you. So here's a quick little story. Couple weeks ago, I was just like going off in my internet, like Facebook, Google, YouTube, and just like searching a bunch of things that I'm into. Like for example, the reason why my dog peed on my pillow a couple weeks ago, that was kind of weird. I Googled it, right? Or if something weird happens in my relationship, I'll Google it, right? And when I Google things, I notice that sometimes I click on ads left and right, either a Facebook ad, an Instagram ad, a YouTube ad, or a Google ad. And then once I click on it, I catch myself and I'm like, whoa, I just clicked on an ad, right? I just clicked on an ad, and then I kind of like get a little surprised because normally I don't click on ads. But the fact that I do click on ad, I'm like, they got me. Wow, something worked there where my subconscious mind and I unconsciously literally just clicked on something and was already down someone's like rabbit hole. Little did I know that I kind of like it worked on me. So if it worked on me, you know what I do? I screenshot it. I screenshot it and I put it in a little swipe file on my phone, and I just look at it and I'm like, wow, these are all the ads that literally got me. And once I start doing that over and over again, and you got to do this too, because you don't know this, but you're clicking on ads left and right, you just don't know it. And they're working on you. No matter how much marketing and sales you already know, there's ads that already work for you. You want to like get a little swipe file on it and get some sort of inspiration, because it doesn't matter what niche it is. It doesn't matter if you're selling, for example, potato guns and you're looking at, for example, ads on weight loss, because it's interchangeable. Like, what do I actually mean by that, right? So, for example, here's an example. The other day I was like looking at like an ad and I saw it and I clicked on it, right? And I was like, whoa, right? And remember, this doesn't work just for Google ads. This works for anything. And like it was one of these ads. It was like these V-Shreddy ads teaching people how to like lose weight. Because I don't know, guess maybe I want to like lose weight. Maybe I've been eating too much Balinese like rice cakes and whatnot, and I just want to see what works, right? So what I ended up doing is I just like, okay, well, let me see the ads that these people are running, because if they got me in one ad, they're probably doing really well in other ads, right? And you can see that they're running like a bunch of different ads right here. Some work, some don't work. And what I want to do is I want to see which one just catches my attention from like the ads. Like, look, take the quiz, or this one, finish the quiz and get the custom plan, or like get in shape. And what I'm realizing, the best plan for weight loss in 2021, take the quiz, if that's literally what got me, right, or maybe this one got me, how millions of women and men are getting in shape in 2021, and this is a headline, I can literally model that headline, but for my different industry. Do you understand that like sometimes the best headlines aren't the ones that you got in your industry, because everyone gets headlines from your industry? The best one is looking out over the fence and saying, oh, wow, that worked on me over there. Let me go ahead and bring it in here. Then you're like innovative, right? So think about it. You literally have millions of women and men are getting in shape. I can literally do how millions of women and men are creating side hustles in 2021. Take this custom quiz, right? And just modeling what's already working because it worked on you. And you can see that that's literally what we do. Like what I ended up doing is just seeing what worked well in the past. Like I like going all the way to, for example, the 1980s and reading newspapers and saying, oh my God, that headline caught me, right? And just like testing it. Like one was like, who else wants whiter teeth, right? That was one of the headlines that caught me. I was like, oh, that's crazy, because I'd be scrolling and I would see that question. I'd be like, oh, I want whiter teeth, right? I want whiter teeth. And then I'd be like, oh, that got me. Can I replace that whiter teeth with a different angle? Right? Like, look at this. Who else wants a side hustle built by AI robots? Who else wants a business built by AI robots? Right? And you could see that that little switch and that little pivot would literally, that's something that was modeled from the past. Does that make sense? Another thing that I like doing is when I just look at, for example, clickbait in general. Like when I go to for example, the grocery store and I see all of these things, notice if you look at all of these things now from an objective point of view, certain things stick out more so than others. Like the first thing that stuck out to me was I'm with stupid, and here's like this weird picture, right? So that would literally get me to go ahead and look. Or look at this, Obama's secrets, right? Certain headlines would really get you to stop. And the reason why is because they've spent millions of dollars testing this out, right? And they want to make sure that the biggest headline will literally get you to stop. Does that make sense? And all of these are kind of like the equivalent of like a thumbnail that someone would watch on YouTube, right? But you got to know by literally just testing to see what would get people to stop and click. Does that make sense? And understanding this and the words that they use would literally help you with your, for example, Google headlines. As weird as it sounds, you want to be able to look at a bunch of ads from far away and just see which ones kind of like stick out and use similar headline styles for your ads. Same thing with this. Like if you notice with this, you see some of these weird ones, 20 celebrities, or this must-see technology, right? Or life insurance company, hate this new trick, or new leader from, like all of these words are very like clickbaity, but not just clickbaity, because sometimes a product that they sell on the back end is like pretty good, right? But you got to understand that it works. They wouldn't be doing this if it didn't work. And understanding that sometimes you kind of have to go to the clickbait dark side to kind of learn what's already working in like human psychology and why people click. And then you just bring it over and use it for good by selling whatever product and service that is that you're selling. And just doing this over and over again, and then testing it with advertising, because we run Google ads, we run YouTube ads, we run Facebook ads. Literally, they'll tell us which one will make us more money just by going through this process. And then we just allocate more budget towards that. Does that make sense? And of course, you want to find out exactly how these people are able to do with Google headlines. Go from 0 to 30 grand a month in 5 to 8 weeks. Then sign up for this week's free workshop below, because it's literally the fast and easiest way that people are creating ultimate freedom for themselves. So sign up for the link below as well as check out this podcast and this podcast right here. Hold yourselves. Love you guys. See you guys later. Woo!